microfiber towels? It's a common question that I have to deal with on a daily basis. People always say, how is the best way to clean and maintain them? Well, fear not, because in today's video, I want to give you guys a complete step-by-step breakdown on how to clean and maintain your towels. And believe me, you want to watch this video all the way to the very end, because if you don't, you and your detailing business, well, you may as well get ready to chuck in the microfiber towel. This episode is going to be jam-packed with lots of information that's easy to digest. What on earth is that? And the odd nasty surprise you wouldn't want to digest. But nevertheless, by the time this video is finished, you're going to be clued up on how to clean your cloths. So microfiber towels come in all sorts of different shapes and sizes. Now I don't want to bore you to death with all the little details that you're never going to understand. I'd rather simplify this video and show you how to get the job done, and then you can move on to getting out there and cleaning your car. So the microfiber towels are slightly different to your clothing. You've got microscopic hooks. Now they're absolutely brilliant at picking up the dirt, but one of the other problems is because they're so good at picking up the dirt and locking it in, that actually makes it quite difficult to get them clean again because they're clinging on to the dirt. And this is what you find if you just chuck them in the washing machine and you don't really know what you're doing with temperature settings and you don't thoroughly give them a good enough clean. When it comes to re-wiping your car during another part of the process, you're actually recontaminating it. So you might find that, and I know this has happened to me when I was first starting out. I cleaned my towels all the time and then I was going to polish and I was getting like these sort of smears. I was like, hang on a minute, something's not right here. And that was because I wasn't cleaning out my towels properly. Before we even get into the washing machine process, we need to talk about organising your cloths. It's equally important that you do one wash for your interior, one for your polishes, one for your glass, and so on. So each wash has got its own category. The last thing you want to do is go mixing up polishing cloths with interior cloths, because what you will find is if there's any contaminants that get mixed between the two, and let's just say you go to clean your interior of your car, you could potentially get some sort of polish or compound on the black plastic, and then we all know what happens. It causes problems. So it's really important that you sort out all your cloths first. And I know it's going to upset a lot of eco warriors, but it's really important that you could do one big wash. So get yourself loads of cloths. Don't just chuck in, say, 15 towels for your interior. Make sure you've got a massive bundle and you do them all together. So the next step is to grab a bucket, gather your dirty cloths and give them a rinse. But first, so I'm just going to get the bucket. What on earth is that? The joys of parenting. I have no idea what that is. If you know what that is, leave a comment in the description below. I don't know what that is. I gave all the lightly soiled cloths a separate rinse. Then I did the same for the heavily contaminated cloths. But after the initial rinse, I put them in a bucket with warm water and a cap of microfiber cleaning detergent, just to help break down the dirt furthermore. And during that process, I hand washed them, ready for the next step. Okay, so you finished rinsing your cloths. Now it's time to put them into the washing machine and get cracking with the next step, once the dog moves out the way. With the cloths cleaned to a reasonable level, I had to put all my interior cloths back into the washing machine, which was easier said than done. Don't lick it. Move it. Okay, so that's the last of the machine all loaded up. We're now going to put a cap full of our microfiber cleaner into the machine. We're going to switch it on and we're going to set it to 40 degrees at max. We don't really want to be going over that. Yes, you're going to find that microfibers have a melting point from 60 degrees and up, but we want to play it safe. We want to keep these things lasting as long as possible. That's why I say don't really go over 40 degrees. Before we're going to press the on button, we just need to do a few little settings on the washing machine. Number one, keep it on a low RPM setting. I wouldn't go anything over 800 RPM. I'll probably go even less than that if possible, because I don't want to start damaging the microfiber cloths. They're very delicate. If you hammer them around at a crazy speed, all you're going to do is weaken the structure of them and they're not going to be as effective. One more thing before you press the go button, make sure you set it on a longer rinse cycle. The last thing you want to be doing is setting it on a 15-minute quick wash and hoping that that's going to solve all your problems, because it isn't. These detergents need to flush out properly, but not only that, they need a longer time to rinse out. And also some washing machines like this one even have an extra rinse button. So if you haven't got that, then make sure you give it another rinse after you've done its main wash. So I don't want Greenpeace to get on my case, so my best advice is always buy your cloths in bulk, and also a wash in bulk too. And for the most of you, if you do it like this, you should be able to pick your own laundry day. So for me, I tend to do mine always on the weekends when I'm not working as much. Once they're ready to come out the washing machine, it's time to dry, and sometimes I just like to hang them on a clothes dryer to dry naturally, the way that nature intended. But it's not all good news. If you leave them to dry naturally, they can go quite stiff if you don't beat them around first. And I don't mean beat them to death with your fists. I mean give them a good shake before you let them air dry, because you will find that these fibres, they just won't feel as plush and soft as they should. So that's when people say, well, can I use a tumble dryer? Yes, you can totally use a tumble dryer. Just don't go too hot and don't leave them in there for too long, because then you will start to damage the fibres. You can't win. You're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. So maybe go for the best of both worlds. And what I like to do is stick them in the tumble dryer first, just for a little bit, not ages, but just to let them sort of get some air between the fibres. And then I let them air dry afterwards. And I tend to find, for me, that gets me the best results. So just a quick recap on everything we covered today. Step 1, sort your towels into their categories, for example interior, polish, glass and wheels. Step 2, rinse them out and soak the heavily soiled ones in a bucket of microfiber detergent. Step 3, set your washing machine temperature to 40 degrees maximum and set it to a low RPM. Step 4, pour in a dedicated microfiber detergent. Step 5, if needed, give it an extra rinse. And step 6, leave to dry naturally or put in a tumble dryer for a short period of time. And also I'll put a link to all the products I've used in this video in the description below. So if you've carried out the steps correctly, then you should be left with beautiful, fresh, plush towels like this one, where you've got no lint, no nasty fibres sticking to it. They should be clean and fresh and ready to go for your next job. If you love videos like this, then don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and also give this video a thumbs up to show your support, and stay tuned because I've got a brand spanking new video coming in a few days time. I'll see you later. Bye bye.